What's good, YouTube? ToxicSight here, back again, once again, with another Draft League video. I did finally join a league hosted, controlled, created by Emperor Phoenix. It is the SLI, or SIL, the Showdown International League. Um, I'm your coach of the Tennessee Absols, which above you can see the new logo created by Emperor Phoenix. I really appreciate it. He does a really good job on it. Um, I had the first draft in the league. It was completely randomized. I wasn't handed the first pick. Um, it was completely randomized. The file even had the randomizer attached to it. But I mean, I'm really proud of what I drafted. I think it's a really good team. Um, Sorry, my computer was doing something. I'm really proud of this team, and we'll go over it. These are all base stats. I haven't touched anything on them. Um, we got Tapu Koko as the opening draft of the league. I really wanted to play him, as y'all know from my previous leagues. I haven't really played any of the Tapus, um, because I try and stay away from. I used to try and stay away from the legends because most of their stats 115, 130 speed, um, are outrageous. Um, but I'm really wanting to get into it, and Tapus and a lot of the other legends are needed. So I drafted Tapu Koko. I got some help in the draft from some people, and they advised either Mega Medi or Mega Lopunny to follow him up. And I've always liked Mega Medi. In a lot of the playthroughs of the games that I've played, whenever I got to the Mega Stone part and Mega Medi was in the game, Mega Medi was almost always who I went with. Not always, but I like him with pure power. Um, he's got good speed stat, good attack stat, decent defensive stats. Um, Tapu Koko, back to Tapu Koko. He's got great attack stat, great speed stat. He really only gets outsped by scarfed people. Um, but yeah, and then I was looking at getting a wall, and while Stack Attack is really weak to ground, or not, he's not solely weak to ground, but my draft was looking weak to ground. I went with Stack Attacker with 211 base defense, 131 base attack, 101 or 131 base attack, 101 base defense, 13 speed. He gets access to Trick Room. Um, but with this starting out the draft, Trick Room was kind of on my mind to get. Um, I could run him with Trick Room, Stealth Rocks, um, Gyro Ball, um, that build. Um, if I ran in a Trick Room, then somebody would have to run with an item. Mega Medi can't run with any items or anything, or speed reducing nature. But anyways, and then on the wheel, or on my next draft, I drafted Talonflame for run Gale Wings. He's a pretty speedy boy at 126 speed, HP of 78. I really needed the fire typing, and at this point, um, I want to say, was he? No, Heatran wasn't gone yet. Oh no, it was the points. This isn't. We didn't do a tier draft. This was a point scale draft, which I had never done. But the fire type that I was really wanting was too high of points for me to get the rest of the mons in the draft that I wanted. So I went with Talonflame for Gale Wings and his speed and everything. Um, then I got Delmise on the wheel of that draft. Um, I got Delmise because he's a spinner. Um, he's Ghost to resist a lot of the fighting type moves that people were getting, fighters that people were getting. Um, he gets access to the grass that I needed to counter the ground weakness that I had. Um, and then um, the ghost moves for the psychic types that people were bringing. And then I was debating between whenever the draft first started, it was either Haxorus or Garchomp that I got. Um, Garchomp went to my week 1 opponent in Freddy. This situational stabilize, which is a bummer, but I guess I gotta deal with what I gotta deal with. So it was either Haxorus or Noivern at this point. Was Noivern? No, Noivern. Yeah, Noivern was still on the table at this point. He got picked up right after this, or right before this. No, he was off the table. He got picked up right before this. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he got picked up right before 6, right before this. So Noivern got taken off. So it was either Haxorus or Flygon. I went with Haxorus. Um, for obvious reasons, his attack stat is 147. He's moderate on the speed, moderate in physical defense, but not special def. Um, oops. He gets access to the dragon moves that I need. Um, he gets access to Shadow Claw still. X Scissor for the bug type. I can put Poison Jab on him just in case somebody wanted to switch in a fairy on him. Um, hit Dragon Dance once or twice and then just spam um, Poison Jab or do Dragon Dance and then um, if they switch in um, a fairy on the Dragon Dance turn, I'll outspeed and I can hit Poison Jab. Um, he doesn't have momentum in anything. Um, let's go to the second half of the draft. I started the second half of the draft with an Espeon draft for Wish, and I know I had Mega Medi already, which is Psychic, but this gives me a special attacking Psychic with decent special defense. Um, and I can run Magic Bounce just in case anybody wanted to try and paralyze me or anything. I could run Magic Bounce, or I could just run Synchronize, and both of us get our speed halved. If it was paralyzed, we both become poisoned. We both get burned, whatever. I just think Espeon's a good all-around Mon. I wanted Umbreon originally as my Wisher to give me the Dark type that I was missing, and Umbreon is bulkier than Espeon in that regard. Um, and then I got to looking at my team and talking to other people and was like, I've still really got this big ground weakness. Um, overall, not altogether, but overall, I'm still pretty weak to ground. Um, what could I get based on the points that were left? Um, and I went with Latios, which is bulky, especially. Um, decent decent regular physical defense, decent special attack. Um, I would have gone with Oath if I wanted a sweeper, but it gives me levitate, my another dragon and psychic type. Um, I could also run this as my wisher, or I can set up if I wanted to outspeed. I could do tailwind on this, or on Talonflame, I guess. Um, I could run an ice beam. It just gives me a all well around um way. I Draco Meat, Earthquake it, um, HP Poison just in case. Like before, if they switch in a fairy type, I have HP Poison sitting in the back. Um, and then I was looking around some more. The first half of the draft, I didn't draft any water. I wanted Milotic. Milotic was sniped from me whenever, right before I drafted Espeon. Um, which was unfortunate. So I still needed a water type. And the only water types that were left on the board at this time. Sorry, I'm looking away. I'm pulling up the um, draft. The only water types that were really still on the board at this time were Swampert, Fion, and Seismitoad. If you want to look at Seismitoad as a choice, I kind of looked at him as one. But with Swampert, it gives me the ground typing for ground stab. It gives me my water. Nice bulk, not tremendous bulk, but nice bulk. Um, gives me, if I wanted to, I could run Dam to prevent anybody from sacking mons off to kill me. Um, it gives me that physical ice type move that I'll need against some dragons. It gives me, Ice Beam, the special side, which I probably won't run due to the fact that the attack's higher than the special attack. Um, it gives me another stealth rock user. Um, if I wanted to, I could run power up punch just to raise my attack more. Um, it's just an all around good mon, and especially this late in the draft. Um, then on the wheel, um, I was debating between Venusaur and debating between it's not written that this pick isn't wrote down. Oh, Venusaur and I can't remember who the other person, but it was Venusaur. Debating between Venusaur and somebody else for this pick. I decided to go with Venusaur because it gives me the poison type. Yeah, that's the main reason. I went with Venusaur due to the poison typing. Um, I'm not gonna really worry about Chlorophyll mostly. Um, good special attack, good spec defense. Um, decent attack, decent speed. Like I said, with Lottie and Talonflame, if I want to go the speed route, I could just tailwind it up and get them in. But he gives me access to Giga Drain. He gives me access to Sludge Bomb. Um, a decent Toxic user to Toxic Stall. Um, a good specialist hacker for any of the hidden powers that I wanted to use. And I could even technically switch it up and run a physical Venusaur if I absolutely wanted to, even though there's a 18-point difference. After Venusaur, I drafted Mudsdale, who was another offensive beater that was also bulky. Um, Run him with stamina or inner focus if the opponent uses flinches a lot or goes for flinches, wants to flinch, para hack you. Um, Good at running. Can it not run? Good at being a EQer with rock slide or a stealth rock setter. Um, but I thought and my final pick, um, this one was debatable. I didn't think I really wanted this wireless, but after getting to thinking about it, finally gives me that dark type that I was wanting. Back whenever I drafted Espeon, but it also gives me. I know it gives me another dragon, so fairy and ice type stick out more. But with this dragon, it doesn't really allow um ice types to stick out against him due to the fact that he has access to Fire Fang, he has access to um superpower, while most other dragons, see, it doesn't know HP fighting, but no HP fire, but no fighting or fire type moves that Lottie gets access to, and HP he gets superpower, but they don't really have counters that they have access to for the ice or fairy typing like this wireless has, which is why I went with him as yet another dragon, but he's also the dark type that I needed, and he's decent stats for a second stage, not a final form, but they can be fixed later on. Um, I'm gonna start my prep for week 1 opponent, um, and I'll see you in that one. That video should be up probably about 5 minutes before our match, or whenever the match starts. I'll hit upload. Um, and then I'll record the match and upload the match. I feel pretty good about the draft. There are some teams that are a whole lot scarier than mine in this league, but like I keep saying, I'm still in the learning process. Um, and I hope to catch you in the match. Be good to yourself, be good to your loved ones, and I will catch you next time.